So even though it's the weekend, there's been quite a lot of news regarding the post office and Horizon scandals still. Obviously, we had a lot of revelations during the inquiry last week. But today, the Sunday Mirror, Post Chiefs parted as they fought victims. Bosses danced to Pixie Lott while subpostmasters battled for justice. So I've read that this was in 2017. So we're talking at the height of the post office scandal, with everything that we know, they knew now. Paula Vennells here is pictured. Boogie Night at Vennells was filmed singing along to Pixie. So it says, Post Office Chiefs were filmed enjoying a lavish company bash as it fought wrongly jailed sub-postmasters in court. Last night there was fury as video footage of boss Paula Vennells dancing and singing along to star guest Pixie Lott. And we've got some more information on this if we jump across the article. So, Shameless, Paula Vennells and post office bosses parted while victims fought for justice. Paula Vennells joined fellow bosses at a staff knees-up in 2017, while victims of the Horizon scandal desperately tried to clear their names. Don't forget, at this point, it's been going on well over 17 years since the first report, and 18 years since the launch of Horizon, and they were throwing a lavish party whilst the Horizon scandal victims desperately tried to clear the names. Shameless, Paula Vennells boogied to Pixie Lott at the staff needs up as the post office fought a legal case by submasters wrongly jailed for theft. The post office boss was filmed with fellow top brass, so other post office executives, at the expenses paid company bash at a 5-star hotel. Well, was it all this money from the Horizon shortfalls that was funding this? Sickening, isn't it? Miss Vennells partied with predecessor Alan Cook, who oversaw the wrongful prosecution of 161 postmasters and the imprisonment of 57. People were in prison at this time. People were still getting convicted wrongly for theft and false accounting for things they hadn't done. There too was Kevin Gilliand, head of retail at the height of the scandal, and there was an invite for Angela van der Bogard, a dogged advocate of faulty Horizon software blamed for wrongful convictions. Tonight, Seema Misra, who was pregnant when she was wrongly jailed, said this is utterly shameful. Look at it. They're partying. They've paid for a private performance from Pixie Lott, and they don't seem to have a care in the world, whilst people were losing their homes, losing their livelihoods, or had lost it in many cases by this point, have been bankrupted, have been imprisoned, lost their liberty, suffered breakdowns of their marriages, and here's a party celebrating a job well done. You can see Paula Vennells twirling on the dance floor. So we're going to hear a bit more from Seema Misra here. The Surrey sub-postmistress 48 added, I can't believe it. People lost their lives and these people are out there partying. Every time I think we've heard it all, something new emerges. It's disgusting. Couldn't agree more. Couldn't agree more. Seems to get worse every single day. In 2017, I was struggling to make ends meet and my youngest didn't even celebrate his birthday. And these people were out having a party. And not just a party, a taxpayer-expensed, post office expensed party. The damning footage was taken at the post office's retail sales awards where top performing staff get gongs. Not the only people handing out awards then, along with the CBEs. Ms Vennells was filmed twirling on stage and singing along to Pixie's raunchy lyrics during the glittery event at the Hilton Hotel on London's Park Lane. Well, I think it's about time we saw the bill for that, because I'm guessing the Hilton Hotel on Park Lane doesn't come cheap. 4-time Brit Award nominee Pixie, whose hits include Nasty and What Do You Take Me For, reportedly charged around $25,000 for corporate gigs at the time. So we don't know exactly how much the post office paid. What we do know is that Pixie Lott was charging around $25,000 for corporate gigs at the time. £25,000, similar amounts at the time, were being taken off sub-postmasters for Horizon shortfalls that didn't exist. We'll let that sink in a bit. Dancing to her #1 single, Kiss the Stars, the then 58-year-old Ms Vennells grinned and showed off her moves in a smart white dress. The bash was on June the 10th, 2017, 3 months after she provided inaccurate and misleading information to the High Court during legal action by whistleblower Alan Bates and the 555 subpostmasters. Wow. Wow. Is there no shame? His campaign against the Post Office's merciless injustices spawned ITV hit drama Mr. Bates versus the Post Office starring Toby Jones, which sparked a massive outcry, forcing Ms. Vennells to hand back a CBE, along with the 1.3 million nearly people who signed the petition. Public outrage growing and growing. The petition is still going up now, and we're still awaiting confirmation of the annulment of that award, even though she has committed to hand it back. But in a speech to kickstart the evening, Miss Vennells described it as representing the best values of modern Britain. Let's say that again. So at the time where inaccurate and misleading information has been given to the High Court against Alan Bates and the 555 sub-postmasters, and all the people being prosecuted at the time, and all the people that had lost their lives, had their lives ruined, lost their homes, had breakdowns of their marriages, breakdowns of their mental and physical health, Paula Vennells described it as representing the best values of modern Britain. Wow. I sincerely hope not. Otherwise, we can clearly see the state that things have devolved into. Partygoers were videoed glugging champagne and making quick work of a gourmet 3-course meal featuring butternut squash tartines. Whatever they are. Butternut squash tartines. While sending innocent people to prison. It is the first time footage has emerged of the bosses letting loose since the scandal, first brought to the company's attention in 2010. That's 7 years before this party. 7 years before. The clip was proudly posted by the Post Office on its website, but later vanished. Well, as we know with things with the internet, they're always out there once you put them on there. The clip was proudly posted on the Post Office on its website, but later vanished. Everyone looks to be having a great time. Certainly doesn't seem like a small party either, does it? Today, a second wrongly convicted sub-postmaster Mark Kelly, 45, from Swansea, was incensed at the footage. Can you blame him? Can you blame him? I'm incensed, and I'm sure other people are as well. I'm sure the majority of people in the country are. He said, "Nothing surprises me with the Post Office, and this just further proves Miss Vennells has no moral compass." Some people had said maybe she didn't really know a lot about it. Well, it's all starting to come out now, isn't it? Miss Vennells, an Anglican priest, pocketed more than 4.5 million whilst chief executive from 2012 to 2019. £4.5 million for presiding over this scandal. The video emerged after a dramatic week at the Post Office inquiry. Fujitsu European boss Paul Patson admitted it knew of faults for many, many years. They knew for many, many years. Which is why it's important that we hold not only the government and the Post Office to account, but also Fujitsu for the role in the Post Office scandal, calling the tragedy an appalling miscarriage of justice that has broken trust in technology. At a time where we need technology more than ever, at a time where technological innovations are going to be crucial to tackling issues of the modern world, we are breaking down trust in technology. But this is about the actions of people here. The technology didn't imprison anybody. People did. HMRC is probing the PO after experts claimed it has underpaid $100 million in tax after deducting victims' payments from its profits. So we did report earlier on in the week about how that compensation seems to fall under the rules of you can't deduct compensation from your corporation tax eligible profits for so-called bad acting or misconduct. Post Office Minister Kevin Hollinrake said he wanted those behind the scandal jailed. And it's only right that they follow the same process that will be followed for any other citizen of the country, absolutely. And ex-postmistress Yvonne Tracy has vowed to run against Lib Dem leader in Kingston Surbiton MP Sir Ed Davey in the general election in protest over his former role, as Post Office Minister. I do notice that Ed Davey, having seemingly come out in the first week after the Alan Bates documentary and drama aired, seems to be making things worse with absolutely every appearance. He does now seem to have stopped making these appearances, which is probably for the best now. But people actually deserve to hear the truth, deserve to hear whether he's sorry. So maybe he does actually need to have a further interview where he correctly addresses this in the right way. And surprise, surprise, the post office declined to comment about the video. Really? Well, I mean, it's to be expected, I guess. What good can you have to say about this? What good? And finally, a quick update on the petition. Hold Fujitsu to account for post office scandal. We are now at 235,987, so we're on the cusp of 236,000. Thank you for your support. Thank you for everything that you're doing. Thank you for sharing the petition. Let's keep it going. Thank you to Jonathan, Judith, and Thomas who signed in the past couple of minutes. It's more important than ever to keep signing, sharing, and subscribing for further updates to ensure that all organisations are held to account for their roles in the post office scandal. Take care.